Appreciate y'all. Yeah, each thing that you ordered was like $10. So if his was $25, your shit is anywhere from $25 to $30, bro. I'm not getting involved with you ordering food. All right, Rosie.
Yes. Is Bob ready?
We're gonna start without him and then bring him in.
Yo.
What?
Where'd he go? Oh, in here. Okay.
Did I gotta wait for the Chinese to start the show?
I got a large shrimp breakfast, order each another 6 or 7. And fucking crab sticks. That's it.
We're in New York.
No matter.
Yes, it does matter.
That's why I want to order the separate.
Okay, we ain't broke, so what's the problem?
I forgot my wallet.
So cash out, right?
No.
It's called cash out. Apple Pay, Venmo, whatever. There you go, Zelle. There's a lot of options. There's no excuses no more.
All right.
You don't freestyle nothing,
All right, so
30 minutes, right?
I was gonna say he's on deck, so he knows that when we call him to come out. Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. All right. So, do you want to start with or should we just have him come on?
I'm waiting on you.
I'm asking you.
Why me?
Because you're the only person I do the podcast with.
Give me a
Hey, yo.
We have 30 minutes, girl. We only film it for 30 minutes, so
We might as well
let's
just
get
bring
to
him
the
on.
point.
All right. Cause we trying to start the podcast, bro, and you got asking me miscellaneous questions.
And we're already running late.
Straight to the back, to the right.
24 minutes delay already. 24 minutes.
We live
delay.
right now. Literally, we've been live for 3 minutes. All right. Here we go.
No, when he comes.
Yes. Are we even? Like this is were we sitting in everything's good?
Security, can you put? Because you left your shirt. Oh, can you put ice?
Let me get a little refill.
I'm not bad over there. You want some of this?
Yeah, a little bit of both. All right, you can go ahead and sit in the middle, sir.
Where's your cup? Okay. Tell me what to stop, cause
What cup is that?
I don't make drinks.
Okay, that's good. Let me get some juice.
Oh,
Yeah.
She said you freestyle song.
All right. One time for the
Tell
one.
me what to stop. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Girl, you gotta buy the big one.
That's the biggest that they sell.
Hmm?
That's the biggest one that they sell.
Oh.
Mhm.
All righty. So,
Are you live or not yet?
no.
Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome back to another week of the Rossiie and Gabbie podcast. Yes. And this week we are rocking with the Rockness Monsta, period. He is a legend, ladies and gentlemen. You know him well from Heltah Sheltah. You know him from the boot camp click. You know him from his own podcast, which is Monsta Mondays, which you could check out every single Monday at 8 o'clock. So how you feeling, Rob?
I'm chilling. I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
You know we love you, baby. You know we love you.
I know.
You know that.
I love y'all back.
You know.
What's happening?
Yes.
What's going on? What's rocking, world?
Listen, we got a fine fella from Brownsville, okay, New York, where he grew up, which is the home of 3 heavyweight champions. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all literally create greatness out there.
Yeah.
Is it in the water? What is it?
Yo, like that's a whole nother topic. Like me and Shannon Briggs be talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brownsville creates so many fighters, and we didn't never have no gym. You understand what I'm saying? No gym, just Mike Tyson, Shannon Briggs, Riddick Bowe, Daniel Jacobs, Zab Judah, a bunch more. Like I don't. It's ridiculous. I'm not saying we the best fightingest niggas in the world, but
Right.
I'm saying if I was somebody looking for a new prize fighter, I'll be patrolling the streets of Brownsville right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would be.
I know that's right. Brownsville. Period. Brooklyn. Straight Brooklyn. And speaking of Brooklyn, and you know what I mean, Brownsville in general, you actually were a part of a group that collabed with that, being the boot camp clique, where y'all all came from similar backgrounds. I know, you know what I'm saying. There's a couple that are actually like Tech that are actually from Brooklyn, from Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, Tech is from Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
Buckshot he was like a secret weapon of sorts when it comes in that department. Because Buckshot is from Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, Coney Island, and Crown Heights. No, not Bed-Stuy, Bushwick. Brownsville, Bushwick, Coney Island, and Crown Heights. And he got loved ones in all of those places. So when he came out, all of those places claimed him. You understand what I'm saying? They all got behind him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was dope when we all came out with it, for that matter. Because by that time we all started moving, out our mama's houses and shit like that. So like Top Dog was in East New York, Steel was in Flatbush, like I was in Coney Island, then I went to Bush, you know what I'm saying? So and whenever we would go there, because of the heat that was already starting to generate from Buckshot and Smith & Wesson and the team that they saw forming, we would gather the support of those hoods. Like I ain't even have an album out, but when I moved to Coney Island, they fucked with me. They knew me already. It was like, yo, y'all, shit like that. It was a dope thing.
That's dope. And even Tupac was quoted saying that the collab between the Outlaws and the boot camp clique actually helped ease like the East Coast West Coast beef.
Well, in reality, like the people who really know is that it really wasn't no East Coast West Coast beef. It was, but it wasn't.
Okay.
I don't want to discredit the people who really had issues. I don't want to say that their issues wasn't nothing. But like if it was the East Coast West Coast beef, I wouldn't love the West Coast like I do. Because while they was going, like, like if it's beef between, my gang and your gang, can't none of you niggas come over here.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it wasn't the East Coast. It was just, people had specific problems with each other and they happened to be from, both coasts. Because the West Coast always treated me like I feel like I'm a West Coast nigga in a former life. Honestly, I apologize to my New Yorkers for when I say this.
Right.
Like I'm a laid back West Coast type nigga in all actuality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm smooth. Like I just rap energetic, but I'm smooth. Like, I'm a cool nigga.
I need to go to the West Coast now because I need to be smooth.
Okay.
I need to lay back.
Yes. And speaking of controversy, and speaking of beef in general, it's interesting that you came out with the America rap and single. I really, really appreciate it. I thought it was dope that you spoke about different controversial issues like the Breonna Taylor situation and systematic racism.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of artists don't necessarily always touch on those issues because they're afraid. They're afraid of the backlash.
Well, the backlash is definitely a big problem. A lot of time, another problem is it's hard to rap about that stuff and still be exciting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you sound preachy and shit, and people don't want to be preached to. Like, oh, what you trying to acknowledge? That whole mentality. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do it. And I kind of pride myself on being able to do something like that because for me and Sean P, like we always had a belief like the bars were top, the bars were king. Yeah. It was like no matter what you're talking about, we put saying dope shit over everything. Yes. So regardless of the message or whatever, we're going to say it dope. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how I get that's how I get away with it. And I create that freedom for myself because I say it dope enough. Absolutely. Like Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes he speak to our issues and all of that, but he does it so masterfully, so skillfully, it don't feel like he preaching to you. It's just dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because even like We Don't Get Bitter, We Get Better is one of my favorite. Be Better is one of my favorite tracks. It's my new anthem right now. Because it's true, man. You can either get bitter or you can do better. You can evolve yourself and become a better person for sure.
That's right.
He's so poppy. He getting phone calls on the podcast.
Poppy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need a secretary.
I'm about to say, you need to take that.
Sorry, that was me.
Buddy.
And you actually grew up with Sean Price.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with his brother and his mother, Morse. Like I met P when I was a child. When I was 9 years old, I met him at his 11th birthday. But his mother and my mother were friends. And his younger brother was closer to his, being the youngest, his younger brother was closer to his mother. Okay. So I got to see him more. Okay. You know what I mean? Salute Stuff B, right? But when me and P we linked up later on, in the streets when we was teenagers. Right. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I went to my second high school and I landed in a homeroom class with his niggas. Like they were just his friend, and they would be talking about him and shit. And I didn't know because I didn't know who Ruck was. Okay. But they be like, Sean, you know Sean. I'm like, nigga, how many Seans it is, B? Right. And then once I figured out who it was like, oh shit, this guy. Right. Like, we was already like play cousins and shit because we knew each other and our mothers were so cool and shit like that. Right. So we clicked kind of immediately and shit. Okay. And rest in peace to him. Yes. For sure. And actually, you mentioned Jay-Z. Speaking of, he just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Very exciting. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's well overdue for sure, I would say. I mean, I appreciate it, but at the same time, I don't. Because these people ain't really for us. I never really felt like that. Like to me, like, I feel the best, like because I know the politics behind all kind of shit. No, I don't want to get all into that. I don't want to get us kicked off the algorithm and shit. But like, so much shit I say go over the people's heads. I know the people voting on them shits don't know what I'm talking about. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like they'll like it's crazy. Like when the fans walk up to me and they quote a bar and they get it right, like that means like battle rappers are some of my favorite fans. Like when battle rappers give me praise, I feel the best because I know that they understand all of the trickery I'm doing in my rhymes. So when they walk up on me and be like, yo, you could do this. Yo, you know what, nigga? You could do this shit. Like for real. I'll be like, that shit, I'll be like, because that's where the bars is at in hip hop right now, over there. You understand what I'm saying? Absolutely. So that's like the highest praise to me. Like the political, come on, like how many niggas done boycotted the Grammys or the whatever awards or the whatever because they don't really get our shit. They just get off in it and because of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Definitely. And so in regards to that, do you feel like,
because I know you were quoted in an interview saying like you didn't feel like you really like hit the peak that you could really reach, even though your group, every group that you've been in is considered a super group. I mean, you've been on Billboard Top 100. You know what I mean? You've gotten the accolades. Do you feel like you want to reach higher? Do you feel like that's?
I mean, it's just like, you know, it's tricky. Like a lot of people, you know, we consider this a super group, and we are that. We were super, and we, you know, it was a, you know, a super group comprised of other groups, and we made history. But you know, like I feel like my best days are still ahead of me. You know what I mean? It's like that whole thing that everybody holds on to in their hearts and their minds and shit. All of that shit lasted about 5-6 years. About, you know what I mean? That shit lasted from about 92 to about 98, 99.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So is that it?
Right.
For who? For you, not me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I got so much more dope in me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's so, you know, hip hop is a, you know, it's a launch pad. It's a springboard to do a whole bunch of other shit. And you know, a lot of this dope I got in me ain't only hip hop. You know, it ain't only rap. Let's say. You know what I mean?
No, fact.
I be getting my Slim Zell Washington on to them. I can act.
I know that's right. And you were just recently on the DJ K-Slay Rolling 110 Deep. Which was
I was
dope.
on the it was Rolling 50.
That's
which I was on there. I smoked everybody on there too. I said it.
Yeah,
I said, y'all niggas know I got y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know I got y'all.
You know.
Right? Salute to y'all though. Niggas got busy. It was some spitters on there.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But then on the Rolling 110, like some people have told me I smoked everybody on that one.
Yo,
too,
you killed that shit.
But I wouldn't be mad. Like Mr. Fab from the West Coast, he tried to get me. He tried to get me. I'm gonna give him his props. He tried to get me. He might have got it. I'm gonna give him his props, right? He might have, but not really. But he might have. Right?
But not really.
But he might have, right? You know what I'm saying? If you say he got me, I wouldn't be mad, right? But you know, there's a Rolling 200 beat coming, right?
I did not know that.
Oh, it's on the way. It's on the way.
Are you serious?
It's on the way.
How can it?
If you follow K-Slay, he talk about it every once in a while. I didn't just break no.
I was about to say, is that an exclusive?
Nah, he got one. It's coming. Yeah, I went on Jugular, and what's dope about it is like you don't get to hear nobody verse when you go in and lay yourself. And you know, a lot of people don't know. Like I'm boot camp flick. I'm trained to kill at 8 bars. Trained to kill. Some niggas need more time to get off. They build up, but you know.
Right.
No, you killed that shit.
Like,
honestly,
yeah, you did.
You killed that
You
shit.
did. You killed that.
Definitely,
shit.
and especially because it was the industry's finest. It's like you gotta say some hot shit in order to really stick out. You know what I'm saying? But you're a vet in this shit, so I definitely, I definitely understand.
That. Repeat.
Yeah, like listening to those songs is like watching a little movie. You get your little spliff, your little drink, your popcorn or whatever. Like it's gonna be a little minute.
Yes,
but it's worth it out there.
It's totally worth it. It's totally worth it, and it doesn't let up throughout the entire track. It does not let up. So I'm excited for the Rolling 200. That shit should be fire. And so it's interesting because this Friday, Spotify just switched up their algorithm, and so Adele dropped her album 30. And she requested that Spotify make it so that you can't shuffle through albums. You have to listen to them the way that they were curated, the way that the artist intended for you to listen to it. Do you feel like that's going to change the industry? Or you feel like people are still going to do what they want?
I mean, I don't know. I would have to put more. I mean, I'm just my first time hearing of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would have to put more thought. I don't just speak without thinking about it. I'm interested. You know what I mean? I know that that's what you had to do back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like before all of it, and it worked out fine. Like, you know, you got that picture that we painted as an artist. You know what I'm saying? You're not just getting the pictures all jumbled up, the pieces, you know, to the puzzle all jumbled up.
Right.
So I think that on you know, my knee-jerk reaction says it could be good, but I don't know. I gotta, you know, these things be slippery slopes. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And then going forward, and actually in other news, Connecticut has just released a brand new study where they're finding that people who smoke pot are actually overdosing on fentanyl. They're finding that the marijuana is actually laced with fentanyl. They've had 39 cases thus far, and they've had 100,000 overdoses just last year alone.
Well, here's what I said a long time ago. I said, when they legalize weed, we need to be worried. Because they be trying to kill us all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
fact.
every turn that the food bad,
That's a
the
fact.
fucking air bad, you know what I'm saying? The water bad, like the medicine bad. I'm sorry, I don't want to get y'all kicked off the algorithm, but I'm just saying. Like,
I'm growing my own shit.
I'm just saying, like, you know, like. Now they know niggas like they weed.
Yes.
See?
Yes. And it's actually up until this year, they had never had any confirmed cases of fentanyl being mixed with marijuana. So the timeline actually does stick in terms of the marijuana being legalized and then it rolling out to now everyone's overdosing on fentanyl. So they've issued a statewide emergency
It's always
in regards
a scam.
to it.
It's always something. Come on. I knew it was too good to be true.
Right.
I've been knowing that.
Like, I always.
Come on.
It was because it's crazy. I don't want.
Yeah.
No, you good.
It's crazy, but we all know
Yes.
it's too good to be true.
Listen. And we all know that Thanksgiving is coming this week. So the CDC has sent out a brand new recommendation where they tell you not to wash your turkey. I repeat, do not wash your turkey.
Don't wash.
Do not wash your turkey. Don't rinse it. Don't clean it. Take that shit out the package and cook it. That's what they're saying.
Listen to that.
That's what the CDC has recommended for Thanksgiving.
No, I'm my own. I'm my own when it comes to my turkey.
See the way she said, I'm a, right? It made me think of what the CDC is. They are a fucking mixtape right now. It's the illest mixtape ever.
It is fucking crazy.
Ever.
Wash my turkey. I'ma wash my turkey. Hey. Fuck that shit.
Nah, I'ma wash my turkey.
I'm gonna tell you, hold on. Is it the CDC? The CDC?
The CDC.
Like, I don't pay attention to what they say that much. I'm not even sure. Like, on some little shit, like, just by, like, my brain is on default settings. Like, I don't fuck with none of that. Nothing there. Like, that's not.
Right.
So so that safe to say you're washing your turkey for Thanksgiving?
I mean, I'm not cooking the turkey. So
Okay.
Well, you can come over for Thanksgiving at my house because I'm gonna clean my turkey.
Yes.
If my mama and my grandma find out I didn't clean that turkey, they ain't coming over.
Listen. So let me ask y'all a question. If y'all were driving down the highway and you saw $100,000 worth of cash blowing towards you, would you pull over your car, stop it, get out, and collect your money, or are you gonna keep driving?
So blowing towards you?
Blowing towards you, thousands of dollars you just see blowing in the air as you're driving down an interstate highway. Let's say you drive. We live in Jersey. Well, I live in Jersey. Y'all live in New York. Let's say you're driving down 95. You wouldn't stop.
I don't think so.
I don't trust nothing around. You know what I'm
like
saying?
It could be a setup. That's it's a like I didn't be like that's good. That's good. Like I didn't even get there yet. Right? I didn't even get there yet. Where I was is like whenever like because I'm like I saw some content creator. He had this. I just want to give him his credit because I'm about to jack his shit. And I want people pause. It was called The Professional Chiller. Right, I am the professional chiller. Salute to him. Like, so if I'm driving somewhere, I need to get there.
Right.
And probably at a certain time. So ain't really nothing going to stop me from going from my mission once I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
so
I'm trying to get there.
2 people in California have been arrested because they were driving down Interstate 5 in California. And an armored truck had opened up and there were thousands of dollars that had fell out the armored truck and people had actually pulled over their cars, got out and were picking up hundreds of dollars.
Did they see where the money came from?
No, they did not see where the money came from.
Because that kind of changes things. You see it came from an armored truck, you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if you're just driving and you just see all this money,
Yeah, that shit could
eventually,
be a setup. That shit could be the fucking.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
it could be anything.
I feel like it's a setup.
So
I feel like it's a setup for whatever reason.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess make people go crazy.
Yeah, like they taking women and all kind of shit like that. They taking people for organs and all kind of shit. You just drive by, see a bunch of money, and next thing you know, you get snatched up.
Yeah.
Listen. Right.
Yeah.
Yo, we recorded.
Yeah, you know what? That's how it is.
And speaking of confusion, Young Dolph has passed away, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. And so there's a lot of controversy around him passing away.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we have actually.
Pause.
Yes.
What you doing, son? We're recording. Huh? We're taping live right now. All right.
So Young Dolph has unfortunately passed away. It's been a very, very sad situation. But some of his followers are extremely upset with Soulja Boy. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the videos.
Yeah.
But Soulja Boy was actually seen 5 days prior to Young Dolph passing away, putting $100,000 on his head. So he actually bid his followers $100,000 to send him an address or somewhere where Young Dolph could be found. 5 days later,
Lord.
Young Dolph passed away. Now, with the controversy of this video and this information being released, Soulja Boy has actually been removed from the Millennial Tour in the 2 Missouri stops where Young Dolph is from and where he was murdered. And so it's a little bit of controversy of people believing whether or not, Soulja Boy's timing was just bad or if maybe he potentially had something to do with what happened to Young Dolph. So
I have nothing to say about that.
Mhm.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I agree with Rosie. Like that's too that's too serious for me to be in that business right now. Like you talking about lost lives and all of that. Like, rest in peace to the homie.
Rest in peace.
You know what I mean? And condolences to his family and all of that.
Absolutely.
As far as all that other shit, like I have nothing to add with all of that. I mean, I hope it ain't.
Right.
I can say that.
Exactly.
Right.
I hope it ain't that. But that's too delicate right there.
And we're gonna continue to pray for his followers as well as his family.
Absolutely.
Because like I was in the car with my former intern. I was thinking about hiring her back, right? We was in the car and I read I'm in my phone and I see, somebody, it pops up on my timeline and I read it out loud, right? And she's younger than me, like, and I didn't listen to Dolph's music like that, but I did know who he was,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was aware of his existence and his energy and all of that, right? But when I saw it, I read it out loud. Now she's younger. She was a fan and she was driving like she was fucked up for a minute. Like I had to apologize to her in the moment. Like I didn't even think. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like if I was with somebody who was my age and I would have read that, it probably wouldn't have registered the same. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I was like, oh, like she all in her phone trying to drive. I'm like, whoa, I need you to focus for a second. I'm sorry. Like it was really, it was fucking with her. Like it's a big deal. So I know that the homie had fans out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
It was real.
Yes.
He has some real ones.
Absolutely. And speaking of things going viral, we've been seeing a lot of celebrities, rappers, athletes, girlfriends on the interview circuit. In terms of, I don't know if you're familiar with Brittany Renner. Okay, so she dated a basketball player called PJ Washington.
Okay. All right. I know. All right.
Yeah, she wrote a book. There's a whole thing about it. Danny Lee and the baby just had their whole altercation all over social media. And so there's this whole phrase now of side chicks. And so, there's these girls who date rappers or celebrities for periods of time. And then when things don't work out, it's like, oh, she was my side chick or she is my side chick. So, with you guys being in the industry, do you think that there are ways to avoid that? Do you think that these girls probably know what it is and they're just claiming to be main chicks?
Well, listen, I feel like
you don't want my opinion.
I feel like Well, I have a couple of opinions. Like, well, a
Okay.
lot of I've seen that kind of thing. I see, and we in this what I like to call meme culture. Like, you know what I mean? You see these memes with where they be like, all right, first of all, let me
Okay.
I kind of lost my thought. Hold on a second. You got these, all right, you see these memes where it be like, he want to have raw sex, he want to stay at your crib, he want to do this, that, and that, as friends though, right? And
Right.
and all of the chicks, they chime in with they, you know what I'm saying, they high five each other and this, that, and the
Right.
third and all of that. But what I say to that, I mean, I get what I understand the emotion, but what you're not understanding is like with men, we need a word. We need we gotta have the conversation. Like we need the contract or something. Like you have to have a conversation about it because a vibe is a dope vibe is a dope vibe. And if I fuck with you, why would I treat you shitty?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like how am I supposed to treat you? If you you know what I'm saying? Like I share my vibe, my energy, my body, and all that shit with you. I'm supposed to treat you shitty now.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But the problem is people are so used to getting treated shitty that if somebody treats you nice, then you run down the block with that idea.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm just like if you got a lot of women who's like if you nice to a woman, they think you like them, and it's no and vice versa. Like if you nice, like because women, you think it's so cold blooded. If a chick is being nice if a woman is being nice to a man, like he think he got a shot.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Because people are just so used to not being nice to. If I said that,
right.
No, that's true.
That's
true. It's like politeness and kindness has now been transferred into full blown like flirtation almost.
Yeah.
But then also I think like people don't necessarily have the best examples of what relationships should be either though.
But I also like there are other ways to live, B. Like there's the sister wives over side chicks. You understand what I'm saying? Like sister wives over side chicks. Because a lot of times a nigga fall in love with the side chick anyway.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like so, like come on, you sharing, fall in love with her anyway. She's a part of your life, but it's all. But this part, so much joy you might get out of it, but it's causing so much confusion on another side of your life, right? There are other ways of living. Monogamy is a way; it's not the way.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if that's what you want to do, I mean, maybe you want to explore that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, stop thinking that every nigga is evil because he can because he can find two women attractive at the same time and develop emotions for two people. Love ain't never bad. It's the dishonesty and the fuckery and all that.
That makes
love
it
ain't never bad.
Yeah, and it makes it. I think when you, like you said, when there becomes a breakdown in communication, then it becomes toxic. That's when it's like, okay, wait, what's going on?
Listen, because you got to think like every country, every city, every crew, every niggas have different policies.
Right.
There's no one way to run everything, but everybody in the world think we supposed to be monogamous. We supposed to live under this. That's the only business model.
Yeah.
Nah, it's other ways.
Exactly.
Except that there are other ways that you might get past a whole lot of bullshit.
So so is monogamy so monogamy is not mandatory in your relationships?
Not for me.
So are you open to the female doing the same thing?
Yeah.
So you would do like a sister, like a brother husband situation?
Listen, I mean, the short answer is yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Short answer is yeah. Because what the thing is, it's like, yo, I've been a side dude too.
Wow.
Because we never talk about the other side. That's
you understand what I'm saying? I've been a side dude too. So it's like, what was I doing?
Right.
This nigga, I loved your wife. How about that?
Wow.
I did. I loved your wife. I did.
Wow.
So speaking on that, if you were in a relationship, okay, would I
prefer it? No.
Yes. But okay, so what if you were in a relationship with a woman and you weren't able to have kids? Would you allow your woman to have children with someone outside of your marriage or outside of your relationship?
I mean, like, I don't think that would ever. I'm like, in my reality, I don't think that would ever be a problem because I don't like. I'm in my 40s and I don't be out chasing young girls. I don't like young girls. They cute, they fun to look at, but I don't want them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when women in my age group, the women that I pursue, they not trying to have no kids. They already had their kids or they don't want them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Rosie, would you allow your husband to have or your significant other to have a baby by somebody else?
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
Because I'm very honest. I'm not gonna sit around the bush with nothing. I'm
Keep it
very
real.
selfish. And what's mine is mine, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, no. No. Nope. No. Now, unless, we both, being married, no. Having a serious relationship, no. It depends how we meet and how we break shit down.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but no, I'm really like, I'm stingy. I'm selfish.
I mean, that's programming
saying?
though. That's programming though.
Yeah.
Like, we were all programmed to think that that's the way.
Yeah.
Whereas no matter how much no matter how much sense this shit I'm kicking makes to you,
Right.
you still go back to your natural, the way you do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really, like, you have to really want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to, like, we want to, like, let's say all of the woke people can agree that everything we've been taught been wrong. Right?
Yeah.
I can agree most.
Except when it come to that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, not that. You understand what I'm saying? Well, not woke women. Men, we with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Not
Y'all with it. Yeah. Y'all definitely with it.
Not y'all. And it's because most of the time the men aren't with it going both ways. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
And so y'all still have to be on y'all. Nah, I'm not with that because it's not fair and or like, why the fuck? I don't want that. Why do you want that?
Right.
But then when you come across a nigga who don't care, a lot of times I find that a lot of those women who act like they wasn't with it, they with it. They just gotta believe. They just gotta trust you.
Right.
They gotta believe that you ain't gonna hold them. You're not gonna hold it against them.
Right.
Because we programmed to hold this kind of shit against each other.
That's true.
And I know these are unpopular opinions and shit, and some people gonna be like, but I don't care. I mean, like, listen.
Fuck it, speak your truth.
I done lived in a lot of corners of society. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done been in the rap life, I done been in mad different pockets of the underworld. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I done seen some things, man. Like this, I know that this ain't the only. I know that that's not the only way.
Right. You know what? Something though, what I don't agree is, okay, when you meet someone, and then you both tell each other, we're not gonna have no serious relationship, whatever, right? And you do you, and I do me, right? But then later on, and a couple of months later on, you both start to catch feelings.
Oh, right.
Now, of course, the woman more, and
sometimes it's the man more.
True.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you both agree, but then you start catching feelings, and now somebody has to stop doing you now. You can't do you no more. But the other person can still continue to do that.
Yeah, because that's all. I feel like that's all in the programming. You feel like when you really like somebody, you're supposed to not like nobody else.
True.
And that's not true.
That's true.
It's not true. It just ain't.
So you
go ahead and
agree
try
that-
it. Go ahead and try it. I dare anybody to honestly tell me they ain't never have a crush on somebody else while they was in a relationship. Ain't nobody who could tell you that?
That's true.
Who?
That's real.
That's true.
That's real shit.
You can't. It ain't no control over that. That's your nature. You understand? What stops you is your moral programming. You understand? Your moral compass. That's what stops
and how
you.
you're raised to be
Yeah,
loyal.
that's all your morals and shit.
Right.
You thought you have a perception of what's right and what's wrong. So if you stop, that's what stops you. You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
true. But I do think that you can have a pattern of behavior that's like shiny new object syndrome. So it's like, ooh, it's almost like a brand new car. Like, ooh, I've never seen this before. Or, ooh, she looks different. Or ooh, she has that. Or the same thing with girls too.
Or you could have mommy issues or a plethora of other shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, niggas have all kind of abandonment. Like, I wasn't hugged as a kid at all. I ain't come from a family of huggers at all. So for whatever reason, I hug a lot now. It's just
That's totally a thing.
Yes.
That's a
You
thing.
know what I'm saying?
That's a thing.
Wow.
Like my crib was hard, like hardcore. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that shit. Everything was just do this, do that, do this, get up, get dressed, go to school. My mom was a drill sergeant. You understand what I'm saying? Like she never been to a military, but she was a drill.
She was one of those moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't all of that soft shit.
Yeah. You
None
know when
of
I
it.
learned love, to be honest with you, when I learned to love and care for someone was when I had my kids. When I had my kids, that's where I felt like, okay, well, this is love.
Right.
This is how you supposed to love someone.
Because you can't help that feeling when you have
yes,
kids.
there you go.
It's a different
Yes.
feeling. But when you run in these streets, like I learned love in the streets. When you run in these streets and shit, you got all of these fucking, and you ain't got no coaching. Well, I didn't have no coaching.
Right.
You understand? You got these hip hop records telling you what.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You got some OGs. I didn't have no OGs either. You just get these things that your man heard from over. Just my friends and hip hop records and freestyling with chicks. You know what I'm saying? You just doing it on the fly. You just learn the shit as you go along. But like I said, you still have these fucking moral construct that you were brought up with. TV taught you what was right and wrong and so on and so forth.
That's
you know what I mean?
Right. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That is very true.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, so
Well,
before we wrap it up,
yes.
Thanksgiving is coming this week, so I do think it'd be really nice if we could just go around and say what we're all thankful for.
Hold on, I'm gonna just say this again. Sister wives over side chicks.
Quote him. Hashtag Monsta Nation. Period. And so, Rock, what are you thankful for this year?
I love him.
I'm thankful for a lot of shit. I mean, I'm thankful that for this project that I got. Like I've been working on this shit for a long time. COVID put a mad dent in this shit. Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this shit is stupid. I got this album with completely produced by Ron Browse. It's called Ether Rocks. And it's done and it's getting ready to drop. A single should be out by the end of the month. And then it's gonna be another single out like every 2 weeks to a month. After that, back to back. We got like 10 videos for this.
I was gonna say we get visuals too, right?
Yeah, when I say a single, I mean the song, the visuals, all that shit. We got about 10 videos for this shit. So
nice, that's dope, baby.
So I'm thankful for that. You know, and I'm thankful for all the love I get out here in the streets and worldwide. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't get that love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the support, definitely.
Thankful for my team. You know what I'm saying? Like my team is a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Like, be thankful to Zoe. He brought me here.
I was gonna say,
you want to know who I'm thankful for? Tito. I'm thankful for Tito. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for my immune system that can fight everything. You know what I'm saying? Healthy, good,
Thankful for my family. Thankful for my daughter, man. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm on. You know what I mean?
I know that's right.
Like, shit.
Yeah, that's right. So, we're thankful for everything.
Yes.
So everybody make sure you eat that. Wait, no, that's not a freaking turkey sound. How does turkey sound?
Kind of really sound right. And I'm definitely thankful for the Brooklyn Plug for making this happen. We also have another.
Brooklyn! Come over here real quick. Let them see that face of yours.
Get in the light, baby.
Here. I'm gonna
He's
give
like,
you
hell
some
no.
Chinese food. Come here.
I was about to say he did say that the last time, and he don't do cameras for real. But we're super thankful for him.
Yes.
Only on his live. Only on his
Yeah.
live.
I'm gonna catch up on his live.
Only his live.
Yeah.
Yes.
But thank you so much. We really do appreciate you taking the time and being part of our podcast. We love you, bro.
Thank you.
We are here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you for pulling
watch
up.
Monsta Mondays.
Yes.
Podcast. We put up new clips every day.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? You can hear it live on Dash Radio every Monday night. And Ether Rocks is the name of the Ron Browse album.
Yes.
Me and Ron
Yeah.
Browse.
And we also want to give a quick shout out to Dietrich Cortez. We love him so much. We appreciate him. He's the biggest help to our production team.
Yes,
and
he
so
is.
we will catch y'all next week on Wednesday. Make sure y'all stay tuned in. And then we also have a special Thanksgiving episode coming on Thursday. So make sure y'all stay tuned in to the lives. And we will see y'all.
Happy turkey! Love you guys.
Deuces.
Wait, what you said? Douche? What?
Deuces.
Douche.
Deuces.
Douche.